Take number 3. Welcome everybody to another Dungeon Defenders Awakened video. I'm back after a long time, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do mixed mode, the Forsaken Temple. Yes, we call it TFT for short, Massacre Hardcore Rifted, the easy way, how I do it. Let's get straight in. So, main brunt of the damage is the fused harpoon tower, and I place it over here to focus on all 3 lanes over here. It is simple placement. Then I have a spider in front so that the enemies will take double damage. I use both, and I also have a fused overclock with the overdrive beam or overdrive rune, and I will show you all of the runes that I used and all of the everything that I used, stats, runes, gear, everything at the end of the video. And I also use a Roots of Purity, purely because I have extra DU and nothing else to spend it on. And I use the Ensnare Auras. Now, just to speed it up a bit, I usually place some more towards the middle of the stack with fused strength drain auras and ensnares. For some reason that just works pretty well. Then on the side cores I do the same, but I like to put my aura stack more out, and diffuse strength drain aura and snare aura, usually I put them a little separately so it's easier to upgrade and repair. Then I start my side core business with a Roots of Purity, simply because I will be using the blossoms together with the harpoons, and just to make this one second. Oh, there we go. I forgot the hockey for some reason. I built these harpoons right behind the what is it called again? The roots, for a specific reason. It's so that I can build the reflect fields to or closer to the cores, so that just in case those mages come on running over here and they start attacking the core, that I protect the core as well as the tower stack. So I usually check about here in the middle. If the core is protected and the tower stack is protected on both sides, then we are all happy campers. The only reason I like to have Huntress in my deck is just for movement, so you can easily jump across and then switch back to my actual DPS character. Again, gonna pull out my auras. I forgot a spider on the other side. Gonna repeat the same on this side. Now, just remember, if you are copying the build, make sure you also have built the spider on the other side of the map, because I completely forgot about it. The harpoons are gonna be clearing the lanes pretty easily, and the blossoms are gonna be dishing a lot of damage against anything that survives the onslaught that are harpoons. Now, usually at the tip of the harpoon and just 1 DU in this, just to the side, will be good enough to protect from everything. And let's not forget these spiders. I have good, they're not getting buffed. Oop, I'm not going AFK. And because I am a forgetful pantsy schmantsy, there we go. and another spider in the middle. I'm gonna go over the power priority at and stats and everything at the end of the video. Now that you know how I build it, I'm gonna leave it at level 1 everything, except for I'm gonna upgrade my auras so that they gain more HP, because I want you to see that the fused harpoons at 1.5 million DPS on, or 1.4 million damage at 0.25 speed is enough at holding it, so that in case you struggle, that you know how much damage is required to fully AFK. I have used this exact same build to hold a 4-party lobby as well. So it is very powerful. However, on 4-party lobby, I have upgraded my harpoons. If you want to upgrade them, then upgrade every harpoon to level 3 and every blossom to level 3 or 2 stars on the top. And then next wave level 4, and then on wave 25, if you get the DU, you can upgrade the everything again. Now the only downside to this build is, as you can see down here, everything comes out really slowly. I do have a build which allows me to spawn camp and get clear speeds of like 8 minutes, 7 minutes per map. But for a first time clear, this is how I've done it. This is how I recommend you do it. And I will see you after about 10 more minutes where we fight the boss. Since we are approaching the boss fight, let's quickly talk about the mechanic and everything. I have upgraded my auras here just so they can survive the onslaught a little bit. There's also a good reason that why this build works. When you go invisible on rogue, the boss will actually not target or attack any defenses for some reason. So you can just safely play from the side and go invisible and do your full setup, or your full combo, if you will. The way I fight the boss is from the side cores. You can fight him from back here as well. I recommend the side cores, just for some reason it seems like it's much easier. Now the mechanic, once the boss hits 50% HP, he will trigger his mechanic. He will spawn a stone ad or a stone golem out of each of the spawn doors, except for the bottom stair doors, just these main over here. And if they reach these 4 points where the boss can also show up, is where the boss will start healing. So you want to prevent the enemies from reaching these 4 spots at all cost, because you do not want the boss to heal, as it already has a truckload of HP. Now the rogue is super overpowered in the game because he can do a truckload of damage, and you are about to witness it firsthand how this boss is gonna lose a lot of its HP. I'm not over dramatizing it. I don't actually know like a good area to target the boss yet, so like I just spam my abilities as I shoot at him. And oh boy, how much HP does he have left? Why is my core under attack? Okay, my core some reason got hit over here. This has not happened ever before, so this is super strange. So these are the stone golems that I talked about. Now the harpoons and blossoms are good or super powerful enough. They should be able to like murder them even when you are pretty much AFKing. Now I am gonna help this side just because I have no idea how the boss or the enemies destroyed these side cores. That is something completely new that has never happened. And as you can see, the boss is healing his HP at the top. This you want to prevent, and why you want to kill these stone ads before they reach the middle. This time the boss is on the side, but the rogue just does way too much DPS. And with the bleed, he's gonna die on the second cycle. Just like that. Easy victory. I have absolutely no idea what hit this tower stack. It usually never happens. This is the first time it has ever happened. So, yeah. Now, why would you want to fight this boss? It's to unlock the Dune Eater bonus difficulty. That's it. The weapons suck. They just simply do. Wait, 0.14? I thought 0.15 was max rate. 562. I have a 636. Well, I guess it can be like a good source for melee weapon, as it has super high DPS. And the boss weapon, the hunter crossbow, it's super disappointing. As you can see, it shoots like grenade launcher, you could say. It's very underwhelming, very underpowered, and nobody likes it. So let's go over my gear really quickly. So on my rogue, I use a Supreme Giraffe. Now, you can use a Mistamine, Propeller Cat, or regular Giraffe, but the reason why Rogue works so well is if you have high ability. Now, having HP regen and MP regen is semi-important if you want to have the basically infinite spin on the Carnage ability. You, if I remember correctly, want to have at least 11 MP regen. I have the perfect spot of 11 MP regen. I forgot to put these points into ability on accident. But yeah, as you can see, these are my stats. Currently 8, 7, 9, 5, 10, 5, 7. And Rogue does a lot of DPS. Hers runes, Poison Dagger is the main bread and butter of this damage build. With the broadhead rounds, my attacks will cause the enemy to bleed. Anyways, next hero, my Harpoon Builder. He is using the Guard fusion set with the arc in his helmet. The pet does not matter. The weapons and offhand does not matter. However, using the spinning steel set, because I do also use my harpoon, my Squire occasionally to go nuke some enemies. His stats are full into power because I use him for harpoons primarily, and I also have 22% defense damage, so my harpoons are really juicy. On the spellbook, the harpoons are set on strong priority, and the runes are poison tip spears. That is super important to have. On monk, I'm using the fused miner set because I am using strength drain aura and ensnare aura. Again, the pet does not matter. So his main stats are as much range as possible. However, thankfully, gear gives you a lot of stats, so you get a lot of power, a lot of fortify, a lot of defense rate. So you really don't need to worry about anything. There are no target priorities on auras, and the runes that I'm using, sluggish aura. If any enemy gets too close, they deal less damage. That's why I'm confused why my stuff got destroyed earlier. The exploding aura, so that enemies within the strength drain aura explode for their max HP. Then the EV used fused miner set because I do use the plasma defense system. However, for this build, fusing the overclock beam would be technically better, so get the primitive set if you wish to get the most out of your EV with, of course, an Arcanist crown because it does the most. Stats, full power, almost 14,000 power. The 20% extra damage does not really matter, or defense damage, sorry, 10% extra defense damage. It does not really matter all that much. The overclock beam does not really have any priority, and runes, super important, overdrive. This is the #1 most needed rune to win with any build. So definitely grind up this overdrive rune. Now for my summoner, you just want a lot of defense rate realistically, because all you are using are the spider minion set on strong priority, and I guess you can use the spider's poison, but it is not required, as the main reason why you have a spider is to double the damage on all enemies, as well as having the slow effect. And finally, the Beaming Blossom Warden builder. This is a really outdated builder that I have not geared yet. Just using militia set, having 11.6k power, 7 range, 6k rate, using the blossoms on strong priority, and the runes that I use, Entangling Roots, and of course Focus Blossom to melt all the enemies. Well, I hope this build is going to allow you to beat TFT, or the Forsaken Temple, on mixed mode or survival, because this build works for both modes. I have also used it on a 4-party lobby, so this build does also work on multiplayer when carrying people. Well, I hope this will give you an easier time with the new map to unlock the Dune Eater bonus difficulty and get you all those godly runes that I have way too many of because of this goddamn bonus difficulty, because it makes godly runes drop like candy.